Oh boy. So let's get right into this tonight, shall we? With the sports, with the baseball, with the franchise, because we have an entire offseason to go through because we fucking blew it in the playoffs again. We didn't even look at who's going to win the World Series this year, so that's been a negative, certainly. Franchise. That's what it feels like because I can't get past Tampa, but who knows? Maybe they'll fall apart this offseason. I'll think about it. I saw you post that at the start of the stream. All right. First and foremost, we already looked at our team. We were somber yesterday. That's why we went ahead and waited. Scott, you know what? For some reason, I thought that was you, but I wasn't sure. Good games tonight, buddy. For some reason, I'm like, is that the same? I'm glad it is. I wasn't sure, though. Oh, man, but yeah, those were, stressful. Tampa back in the World Series. God. What are we going to do? So, see, the problem is, right? The problem is, Sam Scott, thank you for the 8 months on the primer, buddy. Appreciate you. What are the odds, right? I don't know what the hell we're going to do. Right, so when we took over the Red Sox, and it was, okay, tear them down, build them back up. And by the time we're building them back up, the other teams in the AL East, who are either already pretty solid or getting better, Baltimore, they should start to suck. Tampa has said, LOL, fuck your rules. In fairness, everyone but Toronto in our division made the playoffs this year. Tampa might go back-to-back as world champions. They just might. They are tied 1-1 with San Diego. 3-2. Come on, San Diego. Come on. They're going 7, aren't they? Okay, I said yesterday we were somber. If Tampa wins a cup? You can tell how the past couple of years have been as a hockey fan, can't you? If Tampa wins the World Series, we're so screwed. Oh, thank God. The San Diego Padres have won the 2033 World Series in 7 games over Tampa. I am so sorry, Johnny McMahon. Even though he was hurt, we just handed Miguel Fabregas a ring. Easy for me to say. This team... Corbin Carroll, Jackson Merrill, that's fun. Tim Edney. I don't think there was good of a team. Hey, good old, what was it? Oh, what the hell was it? Something Lane. Dorian. No, it wasn't Dorian. What the hell? We looked him up last night because we faced him and rode to the show. Dayton Lane Hall, who was in AAA, actually. Good for them because that's an upset. Tampa should have won the World Series again, but Corbin Carroll and company said no, as Carroll does win World Series MVP. So no back-to-back titles for the Rays. Not bad. Great season for us, a 108-win season. We fall in the ALDS to a team that ended up being 1 win short of back-to-back titles. Shout out to Frank Grimes, completing the old weekly wonders too. How do we feel about that and the fact that there's like no dailies anymore on MLB? I actually kind of like it. So our first base coach has retired. Retire. Oh God, we're gonna need like a full staff rework practically. Not Chad Patrick. Not Chad Pat. Aw, poor Chad Pat. So. Give me a second. Goodness. I like there being no dailies makes so there's no pressure. I agree. Who do we have for Hall of Famers? Fucking nobody. Nobody. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. First and foremost, we need a new manager. It's not going to be AJ Hinch. We could bring back Chris Dietz. I think he's been our manager, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, it's Marco Cortez. Shout out to Joel Tan. Vance Wilson improves bunting. Dietz gives us a big speed boost. I'm going to bring back Dietz. Look at Frankie making things happen. So Mr. Dietz wants $5.5 million a year. I will give you $6 million a year for the next 4 years. Again, I wish the real life managers were a little bit higher rated than they are, because more often than not, they're pretty shit. And again, still can't believe that you cannot scout by grade. It's crazy to me. I mean, Alex Cora's out there too, but shout out to Ernest Chipper. Mike Maddox is still out there. Dave Burt. Good old Dave Burt. Tommy Hotovy? Who the hell knows? First base coach and a farm director. Who wants to be a millionaire? Who wants to be our first base coach? Robbie Hong. Robbie Hong. I'll give you $1.2 million next couple years. And a farm director. That'll be Marco Cortez. And we will give you $2 million a year to do that, sir. So that is the plan staff-wise for Frankie. My God. Oh, that's a lot of free agents. I'm going to go in reverse order. Matt Lugo. Matt Lugo. Has anyone had an issue where you can't sim on a franchise? Well, I can't say that I have. That's wild, though. All right, Lugo. He's pretty good at the plate this year. It depends on how much you want. $3 to $4 million a year. We have James Nunn behind you, who's cheaper. Sorry to Matt Lugo. Bye-bye, buddy. It's too expensive. Michael Motorcycle. Now, we can qualify him, which is amazing. So if he does leave, we'll get a draft pick. How much does he want? He wants a max contract. I'll come back to you, Mikey. We'll come back to you. Andreas Lorenz. Very good in the regular season. Was a bit disappointing in the playoffs. We're going to tender him a deal, too. All right, Andreas isn't looking for that much. 5-year deal, 8.2. That's not bad at all. Let's see, 6-year with a club. It's about the same. It's about the same. I think we go 5 more years. Generational talents need to be nerfed because the Reds just drafted the next Ken Griffey out of high school. I disagree. They're fun. They're fun. All right, Andreas, 5 years, $8.2 million per. That's a fair deal. Yeri De Los Santos. Ooh, you're 36. How much money do you want? It's a little bit pricey. It's a little bit pricey, but if he'll take it, I'll take it. He's been very good for us. And then the starters, all of these dudes. You don't need Yeri. I want Yeri, though. I don't need him, but he's been awesome. Like, trust me, I know we got a shatload of closers. Maybe we do trust the younger guys. Maybe we do. You got a fair point. The problem is he has been outstanding whenever he's played. Absolutely outstanding. We'll see what we're looking like money-wise. Luis. Hate to tell you, buddy, you didn't do well enough. You didn't do well enough for me to pay you what you're about to command. $22 million? Hell no. I am going to qualify you because I'm sure someone's going to sign you. So if you come back for 1 year, $23 million, so be it. It's worth me trying to get compensation. But yeah, I am not going to outright hand him a contract and hopefully somebody signs him. So De Los Santos, we wouldn't qualify. It's just, do we want to bring him back? We did qualify Andreas Lorenz. The Martinez deal. Martinez deal. He was damn good last year. First year at third base, and he was damn good. He's 26. So he has a 9-year deal with a player option. Shout out to Highland. How goes the curse? It's back in full effect. $34.5 million. Yeah, it's not going to be cheaper the longer the deal is. It would be a 9-year deal to bring him to age 35. Could even be age 34. It's essentially a max contract to lock up Mike Martinez for his prime. We could just leave it as a normal deal. Or, you backload it for a little bit more cap now. But not too worried about that. So, fun fact, available budget, $156 million. Right now, we're only pending on about $88 million worth of space. So again, Lugo's gone. Martinez has a deal in. Lawrence has a deal in. I think we can afford to bring back De Los Santos. It's a 1-year deal, and if he sucks, just DFA him. And then Chavez, I'm not going to offer a deal to. I think that's our approach. Robbie Hong's in as the first base coach. Marco Cortez is our farm director. We have not heard back from the pending manager. There he is, Chris Dietz. Okay. So now it gets a little bit more interesting. Let's look at free agents really quickly. So Chavez is the highest rated starter. It's just whether or not anyone will go for him because of the qualifying offer. There are a couple of other starters, but nobody I really want. Are there any prospects? And we could bring on Chris Hayes. I do need random, minor league. Ooh, Ruben Lane. I do need minor league options. So, relievers. Yeri is the top option out there. We'll see if he comes back. If he doesn't, then so be it. There's also Luis Morales, but no chance in hell. Any prospects? AJ Minter's real. Zach Jackson's 39. Yeah, not great in terms of prospects hitting the open market. Not great. Including our old friend Anthony K. Relievers. Outright closers. How good? Oh, dude, Pedro Cora's won reliever of the year. 46 saves, 6 blown. You could argue, I think this was the guy that just won reliever of the year. You could argue need. His career stats are a little bit concerning, but he did just have an insane season. Best player I've packed so far in Diamond, I still think it's Jazz. My pack luck has been shit. There's also 29-year-old Alexis De Silva. Knucklehead, what's going on? Hope you've been well. Man, both De Silva and Cora are great. They really are. St. John's 29. He's not bad. Anton Vasquez, who haunted us for years. There's quite a few guys in that conversation. Jose Feliciano will sign you. Knucklehead, ask away. You got a question? I probably have an answer. Lopez is already an 80. I mean, any of these guys would be a risk given the money. I mean, Cora wants $14 million a year. De Silva wants $14 million a year. Any of them are a risk given the talent we have coming up in the system, you know? Any of them would be a risk. But our bullpen also struggled. So I am going to consider that. Let's go look elsewhere first. So at catcher, need help differentiating which team in game in the Women's World Disney. That's the home team. You think I'd love to have an answer for you, but LOL. That's my response. Hopefully you got the answer you were looking for. Oh God. There are a couple better catchers, but I doubt it's worth sending big money deals. I mean, an 832. Yeah, we'll stick with Eric Blank. All of these catchers, obviously, too. Tyler Soderstrom's been pretty good at times, but we'll save money. AJ, what's up? Bruno Aquino, Kurt Bennett. These are guys that we let go of before. I doubt there's going to be anybody half decent. Yeah. Yeah, Eric Blank. We have more Taro. We don't need anybody there. Just wondering what the top two things, my top two hopes for NHL 24. Number one, they hire me to do the rosters. That's hope number one. And number two, they let me do it from home. There you go. Those are my top two hopes for NHL 24. There you go. Paying me is a part of the first response. I ain't doing that shit for free. Realistically, cross-plat roster sharing, and vastly improved AI logic in franchise. That's the biggest issue. So, if I were to get hired, would that mean less streams? I don't think inherently it would have to. Why not? I mean, I just wouldn't. I'm sure it's like I'd be under further NDA than I already am, but you know. Ooh, Killian Busch at first base. Okay, oh God. All right. This is, there is just temptation everywhere in this free agent class. Oh my God. There is temptation everywhere. Goodness gracious. Okay. So, again, at catcher, you could argue go for an Edgar Cuero or whoever, but we do have a project first baseman. At first base, we do have Johnny McMahon and Bill Patel. Rudy, welcome back. 13 months, my goodness. Thank you for that, my friend. I hope you're doing well. My goodness. It doesn't seem all that long ago that you still played F1 and now you're just taking over the iRacing directory, you know? How's the show? It's fun, man. It's fun. In terms of sports games, it's up there. Unfortunately, though, unlike F1, you cannot buy a new couch. So that might ruin it for you. Okay. First baseman. There is Killian Busch. The guy's 29 years old. He's been on St. Louis. He has 182 career home runs. OPS is fantastic. Again, I don't think either catcher makes much sense. I'm still tempted by those damn closers. First base. McMahon's 30. Career season. I mean, God, McMahon and Patel. It's just they're both good and they're both cheap. How am I supposed to live my fantasy of playing /managing a baseball team if I can't decorate my house? You know, Rudy, the funny thing is, though, NHL 2004 did have a feature where you could upgrade your office. You could change the painting on the wall, what your desk looked like, what your computer looked like, except, you know, no loot boxes. You just earned it by playing. And that was fun. I think, again, at catcher, because we have more Taro right here and just about ready to go, it makes no sense to go after anybody. First base, because these two are both solid and cheap, it makes no sense to go after that big-time first baseman. we'll pay less for these two combined than we will for that one player. Second base, we're set. Third base, we're likely set. Shortstop, we're set. We're good in left. We're good in center. We're good. Man. Again, we really don't need to spend money. The problem is, though, we do have money to spend. So if we were to spend money, technically could go for Killian Bush. We don't need Albies at second base. Are there any prospects? Any prospects? Not looking good. No. Third base, Mike Martinez, but obviously we put the big deal in for him. I imagine he's coming back. Jordan Walker, by the way, Cardinals fans. Jesus, Jordan Walker. That kid's going to be something. My God. My God. Let's see. Any project third baseman to pick up for free? The answer appears to be no. Shortstop, Jackson Merrill. He looks identical to Marcelo Meyer. Identical. He's a little bit better at the plate, apparently. He's a little bit better at the plate. But given that we already have Meyer, we'd have to pay to get Merrill, give up draft picks to get him, then flip Meyer. Let's just stick with Marcelo. Same reason why we won't go with Vizcaino. If we were in the market for certain players, we'd be in an interesting spot. Bagel, what's up? Red Sox are... oh, boy. I don't know if you saw the stream last night, but oof. See again, in left, at this point, I swear to God, I thought that guy's name was Dick Tripp, and I would have had to have signed him. I would have had to have signed him. All right. Doesn't look like we're going to get really any good prospects. Bagel, last season, we won 108 games and fell in the playoffs to the Rays. Again, tale as old as time. Ronan Martin. The man we wanted, we ended up with Roger instead, if I'm not mistaken. We didn't get swept. We won a game. 26 years old. I gotta be honest, Levitt might be better. There is no way I could sign Ronan Martin for whatever. It depends on the amount of money he's looking for. Are they as big of a disappointment? No one was as big of a disappointment as that Calgary Flames team. $15 million? I don't think we could do it. Nick Levitt just made an all-star game. I can't sign this dude for $15 million and move out Levitt when I can't guarantee he won't be a disappointment at the plate. He is a pure defensive specialist. Still would have loved to have had him on our team, but no. How's Scott Duff doing? I don't know. We traded him. We fucking traded him. Mookie Betts hanging around. Seiya Suzuki. Yeah, there's no prospects this year, really. Or no, could lowball him. Yeah, but then again, even if we get him, he's a defensive specialist. Wow, Vince Scruggs, who we just traded last year, back on the market. He went down like 4 overall points, though. Poor Vince. Vince, I'll bring you back for a year just to bring you back home, bring you back to a system that you're familiar with, if you want to do that. Yeah, again, the issue for Martin is like, oh, bring him in as a pinch hitter. He'd be a pinch hitting specialist against righties, and that's it. You know? Because we can't run him at DH either, because we have those 2 first basemen. So in terms of position players, Scruggs, Lane, Hayes, Feliciano, Rodriguez for prospects. Scruggs isn't necessarily fast. Yeah, we'd be paying $15 million for a pinch runner. You know? Just way too much of a specialist for $15 million. So, we know there's no other starting pitching that we're going to bring in. We're going to trust who we have unless Chavez comes back. The big choice, the relievers, because right now we only have $88 million, basically $89 in pending offers, with $147 million to spend. If we were to go for Pedro Cora, it'd be about $14 million. And Mateo, God. Again, though, catcher. We have Sable there, probably Lorenz, Brown, Betts, Dixon, Pinero. Like, we got to start running these guys at the major league level. We really do. We really do. But man, when you get a chance to sign someone like Cora, you kind of have to. So the thing that I'm worried about with him, in which case would you pay max money on a player? Martinez, who we are currently looking to spend max money on. Good defensively, good at the plate, good speed. Martinez. Back to Cora. It's just the FIP that I'm worried about a little bit. Amazing. Not bad. I mean, that is true. He was in Colorado. That is true. He's been in Colorado his whole career. I think we have to send an offer out. I think we have to. Let's say a 7-year deal. $14.5 million. 7-year deal with a player option that'll bring him up to age 34, 35. Let's see if Pedro Cora wants to sign. As we up Colorado's deal a little bit, we're in for him. Lower the FIP, the better. Yeah, it works just like ERA. Lower the better. And then there's 29-year-old Alexis De Silva, who has been Milwaukee's closer. A little bit more worried about those numbers. He's coming off of a very bad year. The year before was amazing. And kind of mid. Honestly, though, he hasn't been that bad either. He really hasn't. And again, the issue is the bullpen is what let us down last year. If I could make a deal for De Silva. Wants $14.5 million as well. That brings us up to 117, basically $118 million with a $147 million budget. Ender, yes. And then there is Ronald Mateo, but well, shit, he's been Minnesota's closer. Hey, what's your strategy? Just sign everyone else's closer. If we were to sign these three, Cora, De Silva, bring back Lorenz, on top of already having Tupman, Rosales, Sable, Brown, Ellis Betts in the system. We got other people who can still be sent down. Doug Brown won't be able to be sent down. So right now, he's the only guy that's locked. I think we have the money and we should spend. But then, okay, then again, the issue is I still haven't sent out other offers, like the arbitration potential ones. So really quickly, we'd go for Cora over De Silva. Let's withdraw the De Silva offer really quickly. Send out all the other offers that we need to send out. So Evan Huff, it'd be 3 years at $3.6 million. And then we'll offer him arbitration if we have to. Denton, $2.9 million for 3 years. He wants to be the ace, LOL. Johnny McMahon, 3 years of $4 million, which isn't too bad. Bill Patel, 3 years at 1.9. You see what I mean about paying these two guys instead of just one really good option when they're both pretty damn good? Kevin Simmons, 3 years at 3.7. We are entering our window if we're not already there. 1.7 for 3 years. And then Eric Blanket, catcher, 3 years at $3.4 million per. All right, that brings us up to $124 million in pending offers, and we still haven't gone through everybody else. So let's do that really quickly. We got to sign Piper, Castro, Carrara, Bob Cornell, and we'll see what we're at money-wise and if this makes sense for us to just say, screw it, we have the money, let's fucking spend it and go for it. Because we are at that point now. Like, we need to win. And, we are still at the point, too, where I'm like, well, shit, if we win, do we keep going? Do we start a new one? Which might happen. I mean, hey, time will tell. Let's see. Stephen Kim, 1 year at $780. Let's spend several Oakland Athletics worth of money, basically. Mortero, 3-year deal at $780. We got Ono. Lee Kincaid, Arnold McCormick. Let's see, Navoa. Bring back all of our dudes. Cody tomorrow. Torero, 2 years, $780. Why wouldn't you wait to renew a contract, sign as young players for cheaper? Because it doesn't make that much of a difference. My opinion, at least. Because most of them, it's just, those are what they were on already, basically. And it's like, well, let's just get it done now. Pay them their ideal salary, get it done. Would rather have the Bruins play between the Panthers and the Isles. Probably the Islanders, but not by, well, Panthers maybe because of goaltending, actually. Islanders have Sorokin. I'd go Panthers, but I'm not confident about either, personally. We'll go Panthers just because, lack of playoff success. Oh, goodness. Up to $133 million in pending offers with a $147 million budget. Have I won a pennant yet? Nope. I don't think we're going to have enough money to go after another closer. It's just going to be Cora to hope that indeed he is fantastic. That is the hope. Let's see, bring in Yokoyama. I got Will Gray, Doyle Ramos, Aaron Parra, Danny Coronado, and Diego Hernandez. Perfect. Yeah, basically it's $136 million in pending offers with a $147 million budget. There is basically nobody else I can send an offer to. We're already pushing it by offering Cora a deal. We don't know if he's going to accept. So this is going to be interesting. Eddie Pinheiro at least needs to go to the 40, man. Oh boy.